Nigeria's Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele stated that the electronic transaction volumes in Nigeria increased by 836% between 2017 and 2021. CBN chief disclosed this on Tuesday at the 34th seminar organized for finance correspondents and business editors in Calabar, Cross River State. The governor was represented by the director of the Monetary Policy Department of the CBN, Dr. Mahmoud Hassan, in an event themed Implementing a Robust Payment Architecture, Prospects, Opportunities, and Challenges. The Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Segun Ajayi Kadir, disclosed falling output from the findings of the Manufacturing Association's survey of the manufacturing sector second half of 2022. Said manufacturing sector factory output declined to 2.6 trillion in the second half of 2022 from 3.73 trillion, which was also from the corresponding half of 2021, which was a 28% decline over the period. In others, still in the same news, the value of manufacturing production totaled 6.67 trillion in 2022 as against 7.39 in 2021. The manufacturing production was, according to them, severely affected in the second half of 2022 by absence of implementation of new capital projects by the government as they focused on the election. Production in the sector was also negatively affected by limited purchases by households due to the Naira redesign policy, high inflationary pressure in the country, high cost of energy, particularly diesel and gas, acute shortage of forex for importation of raw materials and machinery needs for the sector that were not locally manufactured in the time being, and more. The sales and employment will be significantly impacted by the federal government of Nigeria's recent intention to raise taxes on alcohol, beverages, imported cars, and single-use plastics under its new tax regime. Founder of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, Dr. Muda Yusuf, revealed this in a statement Tuesday. The head of the CPB cautioned that placing a 40% import charge on autos in a country without a mass transit system is callous on the part of policymakers. Does Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu agree with that? Let's find out. Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. So is it callous or to implement?
Okay, I mean, this has been the financial press sometime now. The fiscal policy measures of the government. You know, one of the things to commend the existing government for was a lot of time in their practice now that when the budget comes out, the fiscal policy measures to support the government also concurrently comes out. I mean, they started it. It used to be, it never used to be there or used to be late or lag. And what happens is this, that the major source of revenue for governments worldwide is taxation. Now, but in Nigeria, it involves the computation of oil prices, because of the fact that Nigeria has direct investment in various joint ventures, so they have a share of the crude. You know, otherwise, what normally happens is that government of Nigeria does not go to MTN and say, "Give me recharge," we share the recharge card.
Right.
They wait downstream somewhere for them to earn the revenues, declare their profit, and they earn dividends. But because of the joint venture relationship in some of these oil companies, Shell, Mobil, and so on, the government, gets a petroleum process share. Now, so as I said before, the revenue of government should actually come from taxation.
Right.
Now, there are two elements: the taxation on imports, which is driven by import duties, and which is external for things coming to the country, and then taxation on production inside the country, which is called excise duties. Now, the other thing that happens is that this government, Nigeria, is known that our GDP revenue taxation
tax to GDP,
the GDP ratio is one of the lowest in the world. At Nigeria, I think last calculation it was by 7%. Countries like Ghana them are about 13 to 15%, and Nigeria has been striving to move up its own ratio. And the question is, therefore, is this: should they continue to tax the same 10% they've been taxing, or expand the tax net? So the solution should actually be expanding the tax net, not increasing the more tax on the people who have been taxed. So what the manufacturers are saying is this, that government sat down and agreed the tax fiscal policy measures for 2022 to 2024.
Right.
On that basis, institutions, companies, corporates have gone out and made their investment plans. At least that this tax regime will last for 2022, 2023, and 2024. That because tax rates, excise duties, and the import duties affect investment returns. And so any investor coming to the country, those are the kind of things they ask for. And so that regime of 2022-2024 has not expired.
And now you are...
And in between, it just went and changed that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, investments decisions have been made based on
the prior
something.
Right.
And there was a proviso that, of course, in good practice is that before you can change this regime, those tax regimes, you must consult and discuss with people. Stakeholders. And the impression we've given by a Manufacturing Association of Nigeria that discussions were not held. And to make it worse, this new regime of the fiscal policy measures are effective May and June 1. Just 1 month.
Just like that.
Wow. Just like that. For investment decisions that have been made in 2002 based on the tax structures there.
I see. Yeah. Chika, what does that say about the business environment? I mean, these are the type of...
inconsistency in government policies, which is critical for foreign direct investment to come to our country. You can play football in first half and second half you're playing rugby. So investment decisions have been made and plans have been set out, and that's the issue. So, but as I said, the revenue of the government comes from what? Taxes, import duties, corporate taxes, excise duties. Now, there are what they call sin taxes also, sin, S-I-N, the sin taxes, basically for products or goods that have high social cost, like cigarettes or alcohol. And those ones, the government normally batters them, because in the intention of sugary things, non-alcoholic beverages, because they want diabetes or children to have sicknesses. So those ones, you can have a situation where government can increase them. Another interesting thing that came out from this exercise for the fiscal policy measures is, remember the 5% telecommunication tax that has been put on the back burner since. Now it has been brought in and legislated on now. So that will come. So your voice calls, your data, and so on and so forth, are going to be taxed now.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the results that MTN is pushing out,
and Airtel
is pushing out, somebody will just say maybe the tax is just that, but Nigerians are going to be ultimately behind. However, some other geographies, like even Ghana, they've been taxing this for some time now.
Yeah.
And it's a major source of revenue for the government.
Wow.
So there's another one I want to bring up, which is the green tax.
Okay.
The green tax has to do with encouraging companies to move towards renewable energy because we don't want this environment to disappear.
Right.
But the issue is that in a country, that relies
on fossil fuels.
Right. What do you talk about that?
Right.
What do you talk about that? Yeah. And then for a lot of the companies, the Nestle's, the Nigerian breweries, and so on and so forth, all their logistic companies are SMEs. Small and medium enterprises that have trucks. Yeah. So how do you control that? So a lot of people say that while you're implementing that green tax, you should take into consideration the circumstances in your country, not just copy and paste from the west.
Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much for the analysis on tax. Appreciate your time.